What would happen if Carl Urban's Judge Dredd met Stallone's Judge Dredd? Let's find out.
I am the law!
I am the law.
I am the law!
I am the law.
Law!
It'd be entertaining. Dredd stars Carl Urban, Olivia Thirlby, Lena Headey, and a few other really good actors. It's directed by Pete Travis, and the name's not familiar, but neither was Peter Berg's name when I heard he directed Battleship, but it turns out that Peter Berg directed Friday Night Lights, The Rundown, and Hancock. Hancock. But anyway, we're back to Pete Travis, so I'm pretty sure he directed some other movies that I know of, but the name doesn't sound familiar. He directed the movie beautifully. The first thing I'm going to bring up about this movie is the visuals, and that's what you can tell from the trailer that these special effects and visuals were going to be amazing, and they really were. Now, what a lot of people don't know is that this is actually based on a British comic book, I believe, but a lot of people assume that this is a remake to the Stallone Judge Dredd, but, well, what the heck was that? That was weird. Anyways, a lot of people think this is a remake, but it's not. It's its own thing. It's a lot more true to the comics from what I've heard, and it's great. This movie is just almost non-stop action, entertaining from start to finish, but not only is it entertaining, there's more to it. Let's start off with the characters. Our two main characters here are Carl Urban and Olivia Thirlby, and Carl Urban plays Judge Dredd, which at first it sounds like an odd choice, but he nailed the role. He did a great job. These two characters actually had a surprisingly good amount of depth, and both of their performances were really good. The thing that stood out to me though was Olivia Thirlby's character, and her name is Cassandra Anderson. She's normally referred to the Rookie as this movie, and her character had decent depth. It had some pretty good depth, and she was actually a very realistic character because she's not like Judge Dredd. She can just go around and kill people carelessly. I apologize for that retardedness because she's looking at this one guy and she's hesitating. She's like, should I really do it? And the reason why is because she has these psychic powers and she can read people's minds, of course. And so she knows what's going on. She's scared of it, and she felt so real, like the characters in The Amazing Spider-Man. It sounds like I'm complaining about Judge Dredd not being so realistic, but he was awesome. A lot of people expected him to be like Batman almost, just because of the voice and everything, but it's not nearly as bad as Batman's voice, and I don't think Batman's voice is annoying, but whatever. It is deep, but at times it sounds normal. It sounds like Leonard Bones McCoy from Star Trek, because that's who it was. Yeah, I'm talking about the new movie, the new Star Trek movie. But yeah, the two main characters are really good, but let's get on to the villain played by Lena Headey. Oh, she was so bad, and I'm not saying like her performance was bad. She was just so evil. You just want to see Judge Dredd just shoot the crap out of her. It was so cool. She was bad. Anyways, something I realized that in a few reviews is that they never mentioned the soundtrack. These tunes that were going on to the movie were awesome. I was like going along to the movie. I mean, these tunes were just epic. And the action and the suspense is just incredible. You were like, there really isn't a word to describe the feeling that you get while watching this movie, but there are a lot of times where you're just going to be like, oh yeah! Pure adrenaline, non-stop action pretty much, and a lot of suspense. The plot is pretty thin, and it's a lot similar, it's similar to the Raid's plot. I think I mentioned that earlier, but in ways it is its own thing. The plot is a little familiar, but it doesn't really affect the movie that much. There's a lot more to it than just them taking down people. There's a lot more going on than just that, but I just don't want to spoil anything. The thing that is so cool is that they use slow motion in the plot. That has never been done before. You go when you watch The Matrix, and yeah, they use slow motion to show off, Neo's powers, But Trinity is never just like, oh, that was really cool how you did all that bullet dodging in slow motion. No, they actually say that, and there's a joke about it, like they say, yeah, do some slow-mo or whatever. So yeah, that was really original, and despite the plot being a little bit formulaic, the movie is overall pretty original. I mean, there's not a lot of movies like this. I mean, you can take a few random movies like maybe like Mad Max or maybe what was it, The Raid, and you can mix a few of those movies together and you get this movie. But overall, movies like this have never been done before. It's kind of original, and I like that. I like the characters in the movie, and sometimes the slow motion did get a little annoying, and it was pretty violent. I mean, anyone who doesn't care about a lot of violence won't care, but as a 14-year-old, it's gonna get a little disturbing. But honestly, I didn't care. I've seen Rambo 4, so I guess everything's okay. But I'm just pointing that out for anyone who is disturbed by violence. So overall, it's not a perfect movie, but it is very entertaining. You got some characters here that are actually fairly in depth, and it's just a very good movie, full of twists and turns everywhere, literally. Action is cool, very well done, very stylized. There's a lot of good things about this movie. It was just an awesome experience. Dredd gets 4.5 out of 5 points of awesomeness. Aw, yeah. So I definitely suggest checking it out. Definitely Over the House at the End of the Street, but I've not seen End of Watch yet, but I'll definitely have to check it out. I haven't seen A House at the End of the Street either, so I can't really say. I just heard it got bad reviews. And no, I have not seen the old Judge Dredd movie. I don't really intend to, but I've just seen a few clips on the internet. I've seen him say, the law. I think that's all I need to see. So anyway, if you like this review, you can click the subscribe button and, just watch some more of my videos. So thank you for watching, and I hope you like this review. So long.